In our most recent trip to the Oregon Historical Society's vault, where they keep all their items not currently on display, we got to see some really early Oregon pottery, though not nearly as old as the artifacts we just showed you. Around the time of the Civil War, Oregon had earned a bit of a reputation for having great clay along the riverbanks. So artisans traveled west to see what they could create.
You know, today we know that Oregonians have a do-it-yourself spirit. We also really love food. And so these are some examples of early pottery made by some really important Oregon-based companies. So we can start maybe with these two who were made by one of the early pottery companies in Oregon. It's actually from the Buena Vista Pottery Company, which is located in Buena Vista, Oregon, an unincorporated town. It's just south of Salem, southwest of Salem. And in the 1860s, I believe, a pioneer named Freeman Smith came to Oregon after the Civil War, so it was mid-1860s. He had been a potter on the East Coast, but he had heard about this great clay that were found along the riverbanks here in Oregon. So he moved to Buena Vista and he started this company. And so these are early examples of the Buena Vista Pottery Company vessels. And they're really just utilitarian. This one is. This one I'm almost positive was painted much later. I don't think that they would have done this at the time. And then in the 1880s or late 1800s, the company passed to his son, and it lasted for, or sons. He had 6 sons and 4 daughters, I think. And the company lasted for a while longer. But there was another Oregon pottery company, and this is Pacific Stoneware. This was actually based in Portland. They had 2 locations. The final location was in the Kenton neighborhood. The first location was where Giles Lake it was, which is also the location of the Lewis and Clark Expo in 1905. So this company, Pacific Stoneware, they began in the late 1800s, and they actually lasted through 1985 in different hands. And so I like this one a lot. I think there might have been a very, 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 very light inscription right here saying that it was from that particular company. It might say Pacific. And so I really like these. Nowadays you can see really large examples of this for people who want to, you know, make their own sauerkraut or their own food stores. And so these are just really early examples of how long food has been an important part of Oregon history and our, you know, artistic spirit. What's interesting about the Buena Vista Pottery Company as well is, in addition to these types of items, utilitarian and then flower pots and things, they also made pipes. So like water pipes. And supposedly one of their clay pipes is still and possibly in use under Southeast Stark Street in Portland 100 years later, according to the Buena Vista town, their webpage.
How about that, huh? Do you have any of Pacific Stoneware or early Buena Vista pottery sitting around your house? They're both quite collectible. We'd love to see and hear about it. You could send us an email. The address is thestory@kgw.com, or call and leave a voicemail, 503-226-5090. I love every time Colton and I get to go down there. Historical Society, they got some cool secrets. Hey, that's